Oh, hello. Are you feeling dumb? Okay, let's talk about World War I. Way before the war even started, countries were forming alliances, building up their armies and navies, taking over other countries, and they had pride for their homelands.
Militarism, alliances, imperialism, and nationalism all produced tension leading to the war.
Forming alliances with each other.
Taking over other countries.
And having pride for one's country.
On June 28, 1914, Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated by a civilian from Serbia.
Almost exactly a month later, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, triggering all of the alliances.
There were two main alliances during World War I. The Central Powers and the Allied Powers.
Powers consisted of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and later Japan.
The Allied powers consist of France, Great Britain, Russia.
The U.S. even get involved?
That's a good question. Well, there are several reasons. First, there was something called the Zimmerman Note from Germany to Mexico that Great Britain intercepted.
Intercepted! I got the Zimmerman note!
Why did they intercept it? Was it bad?
See, Germany suggested to Mexico that if war broke out with the U.S., they should form an alliance with Germany against the U.S. And in return, Mexico would then get the land they had lost to the U.S.
The big reason for the U.S. involvement was the sinking of the British cruise liner called the Lusitania. German U-boats sunk this boat, claiming it was carrying arms. Over 1,100 died, and 120 of those people were Americans. Like me.
Germany!
Wait, Callum, come back. Victory!
Propaganda played in U.S. involvement. The Allied powers tried to make Germany look bad to get the U.S. involved. Germany was bad, okay?
Got involved. Fighting continued with trench warfare.
I don't want to lay down on it.
Germany surrendered to war on November 11th, 19...
Hello? I fought the more. No. I surrender. No. I'm gonna take a nap right here. I'm done.
After they surrendered, the Versailles Peace Conference took place. This involved the Big Four: England, France, Italy, and of course, the wonderful USA.
Exactly was accomplished.
Sum it up. 9 new nations were formed. A League of Nations was formed. Former German colonies went to the Allies. German forces were reduced. Germany was basically given responsibility for the whole war based on the War Guilt Clause, and they also had to pay $32 billion in war reparations.
That's a lot of dough.
Stick us off here.
That's a lot of dough.
2766.
That's a lot of
Sure
dough.
is, young whippersnappers. The Treaty of Versailles was signed June 28th of 1919. There is something funny about that, though.
I know. The U.S. refuses to sign it.
And I'm not gonna join your stinking League of Nations either.
Right! They thought the peace terms were far too harsh. Reparations were too much for Germany, and Germany was not the only country here. Also, the national boundaries were not drawn to self-determination, which the U.S. was really not liking. Not to mention, the U.S. didn't even join the League of Nations.
Monroe Doctrine. It did not acknowledge that member nations had authority over their own internal affairs. It did not indicate that a member could withdraw, and it could take away congressional powers. Therefore, Congress did not approve.
Nailed it.
Final facts of this conference.
I don't know, what were they?
Me sum it up. Well, it made Germany super poor. And it also pulled the U.S. out of a depression and started the Roaring Twenties. A world court was also established, and Europe was in peace.